Take two. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the graduating class of March 2017. I would like now to start introducing our graduates who will be coming in from behind you guys on the left side, from my left, your right side of the aisles to their seats. Ednana Sarek with guide dog Dennis. Brian Porter, guide dog Yaz. Derek Nietzsche with guide dog Eddie. George Robinson, guide dog Gunther. Grace McDefford with guide dog London. John Folstrom with guide dog Crosby. Linda Brandt Malm with guide dog Pruitt. Ruth Savingo with guide dog Gladys. We're just waiting while everybody gets settled. So this is their first time in our new room set up here, and I just want to let everybody know where the cameras aren't facing, our graduating class all worked their dogs in through Alumni Hall successfully. We were a little nervous about that. And now I'd like to introduce Thomas Panic, President and CEO of Guiding Eyes for the Blind.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Guiding Eyes for the Blind. For those of you that have come many times before, you'll notice that we made some changes here at Alumni Hall to make it more energy efficient, as well as to provide high contrast screens for some of our visually impaired viewers. So I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much for the people that worked so very, very hard to make this happen, including our IT staff under Bill Ma and our maintenance staff under Frank Bravo. A warm round of applause for both of them. Our graduations have been sold out, and so as we looked at more ways to fit more people in, this seems to work pretty well. Wouldn't you agree? I'd like to next talk about what business are we in here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. And some people say we're in what we call the blind biz. Other people say we're in the business of guide dogs, and that's all true, but we're actually in the business of making connections. We connect some of the world's best trainers with some of the world's best dogs together so that we can provide guide dogs to people with vision loss. And we also could not do any of that work without our raisers as well as our donors. And it's my privilege to be able to acknowledge the donors that give to Guiding Eyes to the Blind and highlight just a few. But before I do that, I want to say that our donations come from people from all walks of life. They come from people on fixed incomes. They come from people from wealth. They come from individuals on our board of directors who give selflessly as volunteers. And they come from families, and they come from our graduates. And all those donors come together so that we can be in the business of connections. And all those connections come together on this very day in this very place. So thank you so much for joining me for this graduation, because this is ultimately what all those connections come to fruition and what we all are in the business of doing. And that is providing individuals with vision loss with these beautiful Guiding Eyes dogs. The first donor that I would like to thank for our graduation is a group of individuals that gives in many different ways, and that's the puppy raising region from Cornell. Could you please stand up if you're from Cornell here visiting today? This group has raised 18 dogs, and really since over just the past couple of years has been able to provide an incredibly valuable resource to Guiding Eyes to the Blind, not just in terms of raising those dogs, but also being able to provide sitting service, right, for dogs throughout the Finger Lakes region whenever someone needs assistance. So what a wonderful thing to do, not only to challenge yourselves academically, but also to give back in such a philanthropic way. So thank you to all you Cornell folks for having such a big heart. I'd also like to thank our graduation sponsor in honor of Team Dennis, and that is Larry and Ruth McConnelly. Are you here today, Larry and Ruth? Please stand up, both of you. Anybody want to guess how many dogs Larry and Ruth have raised? 22 dogs. That's amazing. That is just an incredible devotion to this organization. And for all of you raisers who are a couple dogs or many a couple dozen dogs behind them, I have to say that that's an incredible accomplishment. 22 dogs have assisted in terms of helping Guiding Eyes fulfill its mission. So thank you so very, very much, Larry and Ruth. It's very kind of you to do that. I'd also like to talk a little bit about graduates, and to you, our graduates, my heartfelt congratulation goes out to you. My favorite part of this job as CEO is really getting to know people from all walks of life who come here for a Guiding Eyes dog. And it all starts here in this room. We sit in a circle, and our trainers come and present the dog's names. You remember that day, graduates, just 3 weeks ago? We all sat here together, and you heard the name of your dog for the first time. It's a bittersweet moment because you get to hear the name of your partner in life and really try to think about what life is going to be like with this dog that's going to be not only a meaningful connection for you to mobility independence, but also a companion at your side. And that is really truly a beautiful day. And I think the matches are incredible, don't you, graduates? I think we did a really good job with the trainers. Occasionally, we have a little bit of fun with it. For example, we gave London to a girl from Ireland. But I'm told he acts like a Londoner from East London, right, Grace? Bobbles his head with pride out there, so I think that's working out just fine. And then eventually, we get to know each other as a group and as a team. And our paths and our connections have crossed before in some cases throughout life. And sometimes we're meeting new friends for the first time. For example, Brian and I found out that we shared a night many moons ago that ended up with a bull ride, didn't it, Brian? I think that's what happened. But we won't get into any details here. But if you want to know more about that, you can ask that. Don't ask, don't tell, he says. It was a mechanical bull, and I think there were... Anyway, so we've had a chance to get to know each other a little bit better as well, which is really wonderful. And as you can all see from the beautiful dogs that you've all raised up here, you've done an excellent job. So a warm round of applause for both you as raisers and to the graduates. You'll be hearing from Linda as well as from Ednana later from our graduate speakers, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you all about your experiences. The last thing I'd like to do is introduce a person that's incredibly special to Guiding Eyes for the Blind. You know, this individual travels the world as not only an assessor for the International Guide Dog Federation, but really helps me understand how to be successful in this business since she's been involved with Guiding Eyes for such a very long time. And this individual is someone that you all know really helps us succeed as a school, not only on the national scale, but on the international scale, and helps our trainers, including Shannon, who's done a marvelous job with this class, get to this point, which is the graduation. So please help me with an incredibly warm and incredibly loud thank you to Kathy Zabricki.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome,
Thank
Kathy.
you so much. Thank you, Tom. And, well, welcome everyone to this very, very happy occasion and in which we come together to celebrate. And I'd like to ask all our puppy raisers if they would please stand up. You are truly extraordinary people, and you've given an extraordinary gift. And I'd like to take a moment to read a few excerpts from a letter written by a graduate to her puppy raiser. Puppy raisers like yourselves play such an integral role in preparing these remarkable dogs to be our guides. When I feel the foreboding sense of doubt in my abilities to live an independent life, it gives me strength to consider how you and your family volunteered to take in an adorable, cuddly puppy. I don't pretend to know why you and your family chose to raise a puppy. Nobody asked you. Nobody forced you. You knew the commitment involved, and you knew it was going to be hard. And I want to let you know what you have provided me. My husband no longer worries when I leave the house alone. Fears of me getting lost are a distant memory. I can pick up that container of strawberries or a bunch of bananas at the grocery store on my own. Having my guide dog has given me that. You have given me that. I think of you every time I make it to the mailbox or find that elusive flight of stairs. There's a piece of your family that beats within the heart of my guide dog. I want you to know that this amazing creature we have both grown to love is more than just my guide dog. She has become my partner, my friend, and my partner in crime. And while this was a letter written by a graduate to her puppy raiser, I feel it's an open letter to all puppy raisers, because this is what you do, and this is the impact that you have on another person's life. And we're here to celebrate you. We're here because of you. And we're here to express our deep gratitude to all of you for being a Guiding Eyes for the Blind puppy raiser. Thank you. And I'd like to take a moment to introduce and thank the instructors for how they've made this class so successful. Shannon, Woody, Kate, Amy, and Catherine, you've done an amazing job. And I'm going to borrow something from one of our colleagues, Phil Koslowski, who often says, success is when other people thrive because of you. And so all these graduates are thriving and will continue to thrive because of what you've done, and you should be very, very proud. We're very fortunate to have you on as part of our staff. Thank you. And now to the graduates. This is your day. Cherish it. Savor it. You've worked very hard to get here in some very challenging situations, the snowstorm Stella being one of them. Take pride in how far you've come, and with faith in yourself and your guide dog, there's no limit to how far you can go. On behalf of the entire Guiding Eyes staff, congratulations and warm wishes for your every continued success. Thank you. And to everyone who helps us in this great work that we do, whether it's the gift of your time, your financial support, or by sharing our stories with others. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be here without all of you. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you to Tom and Kathy for starting us off with some great speeches. I would like now to introduce our first graduate speaker, Linda Brandt Mom.
What a superlative experience this has been. I am beyond grateful to the precious puppy raisers, trainers who trained our dogs as well as us, staff who cared and supported us, and donors whom without them, none of this would be possible. As a class, we've become friends. My very special dog is Pruitt. He is my light at the end of the tunnel. I think of him this way because I have progressive night blindness and tunnel vision. He leads me through very dark tunnels. As the two of us have trained together over this past month, he has guided me to my destinations, which are the lights at the end of each tunnel. My vision loss has driven me to a new direction in my career as a designer. I create tactile art and present my pieces to peers with monthly speaking engagements. It becomes a time of self-reflection for the small groups. Pruitt has inspired me to design a new piece of tactile art that I will call My Light at the End of the Tunnel. I have designed it in my mind. It depicts my guide dog and me silhouetted off in the distance on a path in the light at the end of a very long, dark tunnel. I will use a variety of textured materials to create it, including fabric, leather, vinyl, wood, beads, puff paint. I will add this piece to my monthly presentations, and Pruitt will accompany me. As I go through the process of going blind, I am often reminded of how the visually impaired are excluded from art. My mission is to include us. I believe that tactile art is one way of getting there. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. That was a beautiful speech. I'd like to introduce our second graduate speaker, Ednana Sarek.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming and being here and sharing this special moment with all of us. And with that said, a lot of people can describe a guide dog in many different ways. What I want to say is I have received the best gift today than anyone in this room has ever gotten or will ever get in the future. Money can't buy this. So, that said, I wrote a little poem that I'd like to share with you just to show what I think of my wonderful guide dog, Dennis. With that said, oh my. Guess he wants to be part of this show too. All right. A dozen of roses costs a bit too much. Rubies and diamonds, I don't need such. Expensive cars, that's not for me. I need something from the heart, you see. I need a friend that will stand by my side, one that will match my every stride, a friend that will allow me to see, in all hours travel independently. I need a friend to be there through the bad and the good, someone that will listen like a real friend should. I need a friend that misses me when I'm gone, a friend that will help me carry on. I need a friend in rain and shine, a friend that I can truly call mine, a friend that money can't buy, a friend that will be there and never ask why. I have a guide dog, a gift from the heart. The friendship was strong from the very start. Thank you.
Thank you, Ednana. That was a wonderful poem, so heartfelt. Thank you to both of our graduate speakers. Next, I'd like to introduce Maria Lazario, our breeding kennel manager.
Thank you, everyone. Well, as I watched all these beautiful dogs walk in here today, I can honestly say I knew them when they were just a gleam in their daddy's eye. And now seeing them all grown up doing what they're meant to do fills us with so much pride and love for them. So on behalf of the Canine Development Center, I'd like to extend a sincere and heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of March 2017 and their beautiful guiding eyes. It's truly a pleasure and an honor to be able to spend this day with you. The journey of a guiding eyes puppy is a long one, and it doesn't happen without our dedicated staff and generous donors, and our team of over 1,500 volunteers. These include our brood stud foster families, our early socializers, home litter care families, puppy sitters, region coordinators, kennel and administrative staff in Yorktown and Patterson, our tour leaders, ambassadors, and drivers. And finally, I want to say a very special thank you to our puppy raisers. These are a group of awesome people who take this little puppy when they're 8 weeks old into their home. They love them, they care for them, they train them, they stay up late with them when they're sick, and then they give the ultimate gift. They give them up to do what they're meant to do. You are truly amazing people, and we can't thank you enough for everything you do for us. So on behalf of Guiding Eyes for the Blind, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. While I say it's the hardest job here, it's also the most rewarding. So thank you. I also want to thank another group of raisers who raise our breeding dogs. These are very special dogs that become part of our elite breeding colony, and it truly doesn't happen without them. So they are the producers of the next generation of guide dogs. So thank you to all the raisers out there who have raised breeders for us. Thank you. And I just have a couple more thank yous, and then we'll get on to the good stuff. At the Canine Development Center, we have a group of people in the whelping kennel, the breeding kennel, Geely's home socialization program, and Clover Williams, who's our reproduction manager. And they work very hard. Clover makes the puppies, and the rest of us do everything we can to give them the best possible start. So they really work hard, so our raisers get awesome dogs. Thank you, guys out there. So now, when I call your name, please have one member of your family come up to receive your certificate. Oh, Shannon's going to show you our lovely certificates. Okay, the first one is Aaron Sendeko and Matthew Dixon from the Bay Region, raisers of Guiding Eyes Crosby. I don't think they could be with us today. Teresa Woods, Delmarva, Delaware. She has raised 6 puppies for Guiding Eyes and also raiser of Guiding Eyes Crosby. Teresa couldn't be with us. Ruth and Larry McConnelly, raisers of 22 puppies and raisers of Guiding Eyes Dennis. Congratulations. Michael Strobel from Montgomery, raiser of Guiding Eyes Eddie. Michael could not be with us today. Linda Lowe, Shenandoah, raiser of Guiding Eyes Gladys. Congratulations, Linda. Beth Spivak from Dominion, raiser of Guiding Eyes Gunther. Congratulations. Linda Eaton, Erie Region, raiser of Guiding Eyes London. Congratulations. Dan and Amy Mueller from Capital, New York, raisers of Guiding Eyes Pruitt. Congratulations, Amy. Fred and Sue Hurwitz from New Hampshire, who have raised 8 puppies for us, raisers of Guiding Eyes Yaz. Congratulations. Carolee Price, Montgomery Region, also raiser of Guiding Eyes Yaz. Congratulations. Under home training, we have Amanda Martineau and Mark Scalfani from Dutchess, raisers of Guiding Eyes Enid. Are they here with us? I don't, they're not here with us today. Carrie Barnett from the Bay Region, raiser of 10 puppies for Guiding Eyes, and raisers of Guiding Eyes Justin. She's not here with us today. Lori and Cole Topen from New Hampshire, raisers of Guiding Eyes Wrigley. And they can not be with us today. So from small beginnings come great things, as we see here today. And now I'd like to introduce you to future Guiding Eyes, the beautiful little, is that Ava? And Blade. Oh, Fiji. And we have 3 puppies going to their puppy raisers today. So the puppies are down the hall after graduation, and they're available for autographs. Hi, Fiji. Your raisers are here. Fiji's raisers are here. Do you want to stand up, Fred and Sue? Fiji. So we open this opportunity to anyone that would love to join our family as volunteers. We'd be happy to have you. Please do so. We'd love having everyone join us. Okay, thank you, guys. And in closing, I just want to tell the graduates that he is your friend, your partner, your defender, your dog. You are his life, his love, his leader. He will be yours faithful and true to the last beat of his heart. You owe it to him to be worthy of such devotion. May God bless you and keep you all safe. Thank you.
So now my favorite part, I get to talk. So before we do the presentation to our awesome graduates up here in the front of the room, I want to hit on a couple of topics. I'd like to start with the puppy raisers. Thank you guys very, very much. Without you, as everyone says, I'm not going to keep saying what everybody else said. Thank you. I do want to say to Dennis's raisers, you guys realize you've been housebreaking dogs for like 33 years? Like, if that's not dedication, I really don't know what is. I couldn't raise puppies and housebreak year after year after year like that. What you guys do is amazing work. I'd next like to touch on part of our staff that without them, we wouldn't be where we are. So Woody Curry, been in the guide dog field for 17 years. Kate Gardner, 5. And Amy, I'd like to give a round of applause for Amy. She has completed her first class in her apprenticeship. And Catherine Russell, who is RIA, but come spring will be joining the training department as a trainer, and we look forward to having you with us. So obviously, I've had a great team to support me to help our graduates get where they needed to go. And with some more firsts, we've kind of accomplished a few tasks this class that I didn't know we were going to get through, which was Snowstorm Stella. So a bunch of us were all stuck here together, kind of allowed to get a little crazy, a little stuck cabin fever. So we decided, since these beautiful TVs behind us were brand new this year, we'd test them out. And we watched our first descriptive movie in the Alumni Hall in here during the snowstorm. It was quite enjoyable to have 2 large screens and audio systems. So everything's brand new in this room. So to Tom and the staff that put the room back together for our class, thank you very much. There's also 2 parts of our staff that we couldn't do what we did in the snowstorm that kind of buckled down and spent the night with us. And it's our kitchen staff. In the back there, Margaret slept over with us. And Josh. And the nursing staff lived close enough that they could come if we need them. But they were still here with us when we needed them. So we can't do what we do without the nursing staff either, although we have to run first aid sometimes. Sometimes we run after we run to the students, we run to the nurse, help. So thank you to the nursing staff. And to the graduates. I have lots of stories. I could tell. Everyone starts to giggle and go, uh-oh. We've had a lot of fun this class. We've had some ups and some downs. We did have 2 other students who were with us who had to go sooner rather than later due to injuries and such. But they're with us, and they made us part of this class also. And with these guys here, we've gone through the snowstorm. We've gone through lots of trials of what works and what doesn't work. But this team behind me worked really hard to get where they are today. And I want to thank them for being part of the March 2017 class and putting up with us too, because it goes both ways. So with that being said, I would like to do the presentation to the graduates and give them what they've been waiting for all of class. So we're going to start with Ednana Sarek. Congratulations, Ednana. Congratulations to Brian Porter. Congratulations to Derek Nietzsche and Guide Dog Eddie. And congratulations to George Robinson, Guide Dog Gunther. Congratulations to Grace McDevitt with Guide Dog London. Congratulations to John Falstrom's Guide Dog Crosby. Congratulations to Linda Brandt Mom with Guide Dog Pruitt. And congratulations to Ruth Sevengo with Guide Dog Gladys. Congratulations to the March 2017 class. And with that now, I'd like to introduce Becky Davidson, Manager, Consumer Outreach and Graduate Support, for announcements and closing remarks.
Right here, Becky.
Thanks, Shannon. Good afternoon, everybody. You know, Tom mentioning connections, I want to share a kind of unique one that's happening here today. Several years back, we had visitors come for several years from a program called Transvisions out in Illinois. And as a result of those visits, we had a number of young people come to Guiding Eyes to receive Guiding Eyes dogs, one of whom is here today actually receiving her second Guiding Eyes dogs. So I want to give a shout out to Sue Dalton from Chicago area, who the group would come here and they would come to Guiding Eyes, and we would have them for about a day and a half, and they would tour here, and they got an opportunity to walk with Guiding Eyes dogs to see what it was like. And then because they were so close, they would spend the next day in New York City. And you know, that's kind of a brave thing to do with a bunch of teenagers. But and our friend Joy Beater, who's a friend of Guiding Eyes in many ways, was their escort. So I can tell you they had more fun than we want to know about. Anyway, thank you, Sue and Joy. That connection has been a great success for Guiding Eyes for the Blind. So thank you. The decision to get a guide dog is a very personal one, and it brings with it a lot more than you might think at the outset. I know for me it did. Whether it's your first dog or your sixth or however many, there's a lot to think about. When it's your first, there's just a lot of newness and a lot of anticipation. After that, there's the added piece of, come here, Lawson, stay. The added piece of, you know, changing the relationship from your previous dog to your next one. And that brings with it its own set of emotions. But once you make that decision, you're starting on a new journey with a new partner. There's a song that I like to quote. It's a folk song I learned at a festival a number of years ago by a guy named Chuck Pyle. And the first part of it says, "There's an ancient saying in the wind that it only takes the first step to begin. You're on your way then. You've done the hardest part. Now make your journey with a generous heart. It takes many generous hearts to create a guide dog team, and it takes a generous heart to continue and carry on when we go home with our guide dogs. And there are 8 generous hearts sitting up here. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to our home training graduates as well. And we are really, really pleased to be able to welcome our first-time students, Grace and Brian, George, and Linda, to the Guiding Eyes graduate and total family. It's a big, crazy family, and it's the best. So congratulations. Congratulations for your hard work. Give yourselves a big hand. You all deserve it. Just a few closing announcements. I probably will forget at least one. We'll hope not. Catherine, are we doing a kennel tour? Yes. Okay, so Catherine will be collecting everyone for a kennel tour in probably about half an hour down in the lobby area, right? Yes. And we'll make an announcement. We'll round people up. I believe the souvenir shop is open out here in the hall. across the hall. And as you know, there are 3 puppies down in the grooming room or the canine salon or whatever we call it, who would be more than happy to give you autographs if you'd like to make your way down there. And then upstairs in the dining room, there are refreshments. So you can pretty much do it all here this afternoon. And we're really glad you're here. Enjoy your afternoon. For the raisers, just give our grads a few seconds to collect themselves before you rush the stage. And have a great afternoon, and thank you all for being here.